alone reveal the glory of the living God. Spirit of the sovereign Lord.
Thank you for joining us on Testimonies of God. I'm Laura Zavisky, and this is Minister Kim Thomas, and we have a special edition today on here with Orion Loves, and it's with Orion on TV. So I want to introduce everybody, but there's a lot of people here with different names and stuff, so I'm going to turn it over to Tara Ferguson Seth. Tara?
Hi. These are the ladies from Sister Souls. To the first one over here, this is little Mighty Max and his mother, Nikki Sherwin. And we have next to her is Susan Asthorpe. Asthorpe, I'm sorry. And this is little Faith. And then we have Shelley Lang Burton, and this is her lovely little daughter, Nicole. Now we're gonna talk about a little bit about the story, why we're here, and what we're doing here. We have a program starting that's on June 22nd. It's called Party for a Cause. It's going to be located at 317 West Clarkston Road at the Fraternal Order of the Eagles from 6 p.m. until 12 a.m. We have dinner, DJs. We're going to be doing silent auctions and cash raffles. It's a $10 admission to come in and have dinner and everything that's going on. And it's all for these ladies and their families and the children. The children, each one of them, have different stuff going on. We're going to start off one family at a time. So first we're going to talk to Max's mommy. And we just want you to tell us a little bit about what's going on and what's going on with Max. And
okay. A brief history with little Mighty Max here. He was born 11 weeks early. He was only 3 pounds, 8 ounces, and was born with cataracts in both eyes and Down syndrome. And he's had cataract surgery when he was 3 months old, and he has been wearing glasses and contacts ever since. And just this past November, on November 2nd, he was diagnosed with leukemia, acute lymphoblastic leukemia, otherwise known as ALL. So we are in treatment, just about done with the aggressive chemo, about 3 more treatments, and then we'll be in 2 years of maintenance, and then hopefully get to ring that bell and be clear.
Yeah.
so, and you said he just started, you're just getting him walking now, right?
He is just starting to walk. He was pretty close walking, holding one hand before he got sick with leukemia back in November. And our first hospital stay, he was in for 31 days and put on 15 pounds in 3 weeks. He was only 24 pounds to begin with.
That's good.
So he was no longer pulling to stand. He wasn't crawling anymore, let alone walking. So we've come a long way. We're back to now pretty much, or a little ahead of where we were in November. He's starting to take some steps on his own, and he's standing up in the middle of the floor on his own without holding on to anything. So he's getting there.
Yeah, he is a mighty little thing. Now, you also have, each one of you have sites for the children where people can follow and
Yes.
see how the children are doing and what's going on with them and their different doctor's appointments, and you guys are steadily putting everything on here for people to follow, correct?
Yes, on
And-
Facebook he has his own page. It's Let's Fight Like Max for Max. And yes, we try to keep it as updated as we can with pictures and stories and different antics that he's doing lately. Can you look up? Can you say hi to everybody?
Hi, Max.
Max, say hi.
Is that
Wave hi.
how I'm doing that?
Can you say hi?
Hello.
No? Sorry. No? Can you say dear? No? Okay. He knows about 25 to 30 words in sign, so he's my son. He's awfully stubborn, just like I am. Can you blow kisses? No? Okay. We'll just play with his beads of courage. This is what we have here at the hospital. We go to Children's Hospital in Detroit, and for every procedure, every poke, every dose of chemo, every ambulance ride, every ER visit, you name it, they get a bead of a certain color, and they get special ones. This heart here for when anything out of the ordinary happens, and this one he got because his needle came out of his chest, and then all the fluid that they were trying to give him all went under his skin, and they had to re-access him without any numbing cream on, and just a testament to his normal personality. After they got done poking him and he cried for maybe 5 seconds, he sat up and told Uncle Mike, the IV guy, he signed thank you, and he blew him a kiss.
Aww.
So that's how he is.
And he's been through a lot here lately. Now, how long is when since his last visit to the hospital?
It was last Thursday, so we don't have any visits this week, and we go again for another chemo dose on Monday.
Is he on once a week doses, or
it's every 10 days right now, and we have 3 more to go. And then after that, it's maintenance, which will be just chemo pills at home every night. He'll have to have spinal taps like every 3 months, and just to make sure that his spine is still clear of cancer and that it's not invading the spinal column and getting into his nervous system. And I believe clinic visits probably every 2 weeks to a month to make sure that his labs and everything stay clear and everything looks good.
Is he got hard of hearing? Is he hard of
No,
hearing?
his hearing is fine. He was born with a small PDA, a hole in his heart, which closed after with some medicine, but he was in the NICU for 7 weeks at St. Joe's in Pontiac. And that was rough leaving when I had to go home, but at the time I lived only a couple miles away, so I was there pretty much all day, every day for 7 weeks. And you get to know the staff wherever you are. We're really close with the nurses there, and just like Children's now, it's like an extended family.
Yeah.
So he's signing because he isn't speaking to tell what he wants, so he's using sign to speak.
Right.
How'd you teach him that?
There's a website that I go on. It's babysignlanguage.com,
Oh, wow.
and you can put on there any word that you're looking for, and it'll come up, and somebody shows you the sign, and they repeat it a couple times, and it's just repetition with him.
Good,
Wow.
Yeah, we're trying to teach them a new word every week or two.
Wow. Can I ask, does he have any other siblings, or is he the only child? And if so, how do they interact with, other toddlers around his age that's in the family?
No, he is the only child. He has two fur sisters. He has 2 cats, and they run away from him as quickly as they can. No, he is the only one. Figure he's
the youngest in the family too, isn't he?
Yeah, my niece and nephew are 13 and 18. So
Okay.
So
he's the
does he
youngest.
play and interact really well with your niece and nephew and the other kids?
He does. He does. I mean, they're older. When he gets together now with other small children, he does start to interact, and he is more playing together instead of the parallel playing. So he does, but his vision is still, it's pretty poor. Right before we were diagnosed with leukemia, his ophthalmologist had agreed to try glasses again for another 6 to 8 weeks, and if he wouldn't leave them on, then he would go ahead and do the lens implant in his eyes, and then we got leukemia. So
Because-
that's on hold now because of his immune system and everything. So as soon as his counts and everything are better, we will, and the oncologists say it's okay, then we're going to go ahead and have the lens implant done, hopefully late this summer before he starts school, because he's in early on through the state of Michigan, and he's going to go to school on a bus 5 days a week.
Okay.
Like that.
Because the other lenses he kept taking out and losing, and they was really, really expensive.
Yes,
right?
those were contact lenses. Yeah, those were the starting ones that we first had were $150 just for one.
It must be fun trying to get him in.
When he was younger, it was okay. We swaddled him, and You just kind of
Yeah.
Okay.
pop it in, but then he figured out how to take them out
Oh.
about at a year and a half. So then we said, well, let's try glasses. We can't afford to keep buying these contacts, a new pair or something every couple weeks. And then because the lenses were so thick and his long eyelashes, it kept hitting his eyelashes, so he wouldn't wear the glasses. So we went back to contacts and thought we'll get blue ones this time. That way if they fall out, we'll be able to see them. And we weren't finding them, and we thought, we got blue ones, so if they fell out, you'd be able to see them. Well, we caught him one time and found out what he was doing, and before I could get to him, it was gone, but he learned how to pop it out, and he'd see it on his finger, and he'd eat it. So this is where they are. Or probably not now. But no, so we were very frustrated in October when we went back into the ophthalmologist. I said, he's so far developmentally behind on certain things because of his vision. It's holding him back. He was afraid to walk if he wasn't holding a hand, like just pushing a cart or something, because he can't see. His depth perception is really bad. Without having a lens in your eyes, it's not focusing anything. Right. I mean, he can see, they determined he can see colors, he can see the objects and all of that, but it's not focused. So with this surgery, hopefully late this summer, before he goes to school in September, maybe that'll make a big difference, and he'll start to catch up on a lot of his objectives and his goals.
That'll be fun for him.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'd like to have you back. We're going to just take a small break and come back in a moment.
Prescription drug abuse is a national epidemic. The new in way to obtain drugs is through parents' or grandparents' medicine chests. Removing prescriptions from your cabinet is the best way to keep drugs out of the hands of our young people. We've got to work together to protect our teens, our seniors, and our environment. Clean out your medicine cabinet today. Please participate in Operation Medicine Cabinet and drop off your unwanted or expired prescriptions at one of our law enforcement drop-off sites in Oakland County. We can't ignore this situation anymore.
Please remember that CFL bulbs, those curly, energy-efficient light bulbs everybody is using to save electricity, shouldn't be thrown away in your trash. Neither should batteries or home medical sharps. You can check with your local community to see where they can be recycled. Some retailers will allow you to bring them in for recycling. You can also order simple kits online that allow you to collect your recyclables and simply mail them away to be properly recycled. This green tip was brought to you by your friends at Waste Management.
This is a special edition with Testimonies of God with special feature with Lake Orion Love. And we have here Tara Ferguson Seth. Welcome back.
Thank you. And we're going to go over here with the second mommy, Susan, and her beautiful little daughter, Faith. Can you say hello?
Can you say hi?
She's like, yeah. Now, this is Faith, and you are how old, Faith? 7. And what grade are you in? First grade. Now, do you liking being in school? Yeah.
When she can be. She likes to be there.
Yeah.
She missed a third of the school year last year and either a third or more of the school year this year because of hospitalizations and just not feeling right and needing to stay home to do treatments and things.
And now, what is it that Faith has?
Faith has cystic fibrosis. It's a genetic disease that makes the mucus in your body really thick and sticky. So she gets a lot of lung infections, and she's also had some digestive issues and pancreatic problems. And we actually just got some testing done about diabetic issues where her sugar is dropping because she just doesn't absorb things correctly. So she had some malnutrition issues when she was younger. Had a feeding tube placed. She has a port in her chest for IV antibiotics. She was diagnosed at 18 months, and that was December of '06. And January of '07, she was admitted for 2 weeks for lung infections. And then March of '07, she got the feeding tube put in. She was very sick as a baby. Every other month she was on antibiotics. She had, upper respiratory infections and was constantly at the pediatrician's. And we just couldn't figure out. And I have the amazing pediatrician. Her name is Dr. Cambidi. She has a Waterford office and an Oxford office. We lived in Oxford at the time, and she just really was persistent to help try and figure out what was going on. And no one else in the family had it, and they thought it was either celiac disease, where you're allergic to gluten, or it was the cystic fibrosis. So we did some testing and found out that's what it was. And we go to U of M, Mott's Children's Hospital in Ann Arbor, for her treatments and hospital stays.
We had a young man on our show that isn't that what
Bobby.
he had the same thing, was born with it, and it's a real good testimony how it ended up. He's grown now and he's doing fine.
I believe he's about 24, 25, and he had some very tragic situations that happened with him, and he was just on about a couple weeks ago sharing his testimony. So. But she looks very healthy and happy.
She's finally in her 50th percentile for her weight. It took a very long time and a lot of the feeding tube. She used to do the feeding tube 7 nights a week, and now she only has to do it 4 because they don't want her to get overweight, because then that will cause problems. So she goes to U of M for her clinic visits every 3 months. And she gets deep throat cultures to find out what's growing in her lungs, because that's usually what ends up putting her in the hospital. She's probably been in the hospital 16, 17 times since she was 18 months. And usually it's a 21-day course for the antibiotics. Sometimes we have to stay for the whole 21 days, and sometimes it's 4 or 5 days, and we get to come home and infuse the antibiotics, and we have the home health nurses will come and visit at the house, and so it's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot, like a full-time job.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that people don't really understand when they look over at Faith. They're thinking,
She doesn't
oh,
look
she
sick."
looks so healthy. She looks, but a lot of people don't understand with things like that. Someone can look so healthy on the outside, like you were saying, celiac. My mother has celiac, and it's deadly.
Yeah.
And she looks healthy on the outside, but she is definitely not healthy. And people have that misconception of looking at something.
Well, you
and
know why she looks so healthy is because of the doctors and the medications and the diligent stuff that we have to do at home. She will be playing with a bunch of kids, and then I'll say, you know what, Meg or Faith, we have to start breathing treatments, because if she does her inhaled antibiotic, it takes 20 minutes just to do that certain one. So it takes almost an hour to do breathing treatments, so I have to start it at a certain time. And she'll be playing with the kids, and she'll just start crying, I hate CF, she says, because she doesn't want to quit playing. She just wants to do what kids do, and then she has to do oral medications, and she has to do, 5 or 6 breathing treatments a night. And
you have to watch their health as far as even
I have
playing
to
at
watch
all,
who she
because
plays
they
with,
can
and at school,
their
she'll
immune
say,
systems.
so-and-so was coughing at school today, and I'll say, oh, okay, and does he sit by you? And she'll say, yeah, and then 2 or 3 days later, she'll be coughing or doing something, and a normal child will cough and be able to fight it off. She ends up in the hospital.
Wow. Wow. Now she's the only child?
No, I have 2 older daughters. Lindsay's 11 and Megan is 19.
Okay.
And a new grandbaby.
And a new grandbaby who is in the hospital that came a month early. She's at Troy Beaumont. She's having feeding issues. She doesn't want to eat as much as they want her to, so. Yeah, so we have a lot going on.
Yeah, I'll say.
Well, with God, all things are possible.
For sure.
That's right.
Yeah.
And her father lives in Cleveland 5 days a week. He got transferred he works for General Motors, so he's out of state 5 days a week, so that's hard.
So you're like a single parent taking care of a sick
I have an
child.
amazing support system.
As do I.
Yes, and I have to say,
You guys
since,
are souls.
since I've met them, they really, when I talk to each one of them on the phone, and just, talk to him about the kids and everything going on with them. They just talked each other up during the time that I spoke with them. You could tell that each one of them have just like this loving soul for each other, and there's so much commitment between the three of them that absolutely Soul Sister completely fits.
Wow. So can I ask, how long have you guys been friends, or
Since high school.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
We all went to Lake
Yeah.
Orion together.
Okay.
Graduated the same class together.
Yep, graduated in '89.
Okay.
I met Nikki when I was 12, and I probably met Shelly a year or two later, maybe,
Yeah.
or so,
Yeah.
through school.
Wow, that's amazing in itself.
Yes,
Yeah.
it really is. The
Well, we're
fact
only
that they
20,
graduated.
so.
Yeah.
And that would make me, what, 7? Yeah, I think I just started my driver's license.
Well, the reason why the fundraising and the LO Loves has come about is from another Lake Orion alumni. He contacted Kim Casper and Stacy Blaine Bracken and said, what can I do to help these families out? And he said, how about I ride my bike to Detroit from Colorado?
Oh my
Denver,
God.
Colorado.
So he's riding his, not that it's his first time and he's just
Right,
going to
but
ride some
still,
bike.
that's amazing. That's amazing, yeah.
But no, he said that he'll ride 100 miles a day for 13 days, and then when he gets to Detroit in October, he is doing the Detroit Marathon, the full marathon. So that's when, and he's, he had a goal set on what he wanted to do, and so then that's when the little mini fundraisers came about, is through Shelly or Stacy and Kim. They, just wanted to help get the word out on what he's doing, and I guess he has 3 healthy children himself, and he listens to our good and bad and ugly and everything in between on Facebook, and said, I want to do something to help out.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So he's going to start at the end of September from Denver, Colorado. And I'm sorry, what was his name?
Mark DeRocher.
Mark DeRocher. So, and then he's going to ride 14 days. And you also said that he has people that are actually funding that and putting money towards that
Yep.
for
He
you
has
guys,
sponsors.
for the families, for the kids.
Yep.
Wow, that's really good.
And so 14 days, each day he'll ride 100 miles.
Yep. 13 days he'll
13.
ride 100 miles and then do the marathon on the 14th day.
Wow.
Do you all have insurance? Is it helping, or is it run out, or what do you got to say about insurance? Good,
We
or-
have amazing insurance through
you?
General Motors,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
the state has children's special health insurance that we all 3
That's
have.
good, yeah.
But there's so many different medications and procedures
And
that
driving
they're
and all
never
the things,
covered.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
and there's some of the medications can cost a couple $1,000s just for 30 days.
Well, and the fact you can't just take them to a daycare. So, I mean, I've been out of work since 2008.
Yeah, I used to do daycare at home with Faith until she started getting really sick, and then I had to constantly have to take her to the doctor. Well,
Yeah.
then they can't rely on me to watch their children, so.
Wow.
So yeah, it's not just the medications and things like that. It's
It's everything.
the gas to
Yeah.
get to the hospital and the
Physical
just
therapy.
different things
The
that
lack
they
of
need
sleep.
to do.
I mean, there's days
Oh,
on ends
yeah,
that you
and
don't
at all, yeah. That's something.
And the insurance, that like the Children's Special Health Care, only covers that specific condition that they have. So it only covers Max's leukemia. It only covers her cystic fibrosis. It only covers Nicole's ALL, her leukemia too. So Max with his Down syndrome and all the therapies that we have to do, the speech, the physical, the occupational, none of that stuff's covered. His eye issues are not covered. So it's a lot more than just the leukemia on my end here for him.
All right, thank you, you guys, for sharing that. This is really heart-touching for me. I have healthy daughters and healthy grandkids, and just sitting here, my heart is pouring out to your children. But we'll be right back. Thank you.
Prescription drug abuse is a national epidemic. The new in way to obtain drugs is through parents' or grandparents' medicine chests. Removing prescriptions from your cabinet is the best way to keep drugs out of the hands of our young people. We've got to work together to protect our teens, our seniors, and our environment. Clean out your medicine cabinet today. Please participate in Operation Medicine Cabinet and drop off your unwanted or expired prescriptions at one of our law enforcement drop-off sites in Oakland County. We can't ignore this situation anymore.
Please remember that CFL bulbs, you know, those curly, energy-efficient light bulbs everybody is using to save electricity, shouldn't be thrown away in your trash. Neither should batteries or home medical sharps. You can check with your local community to see where they can be recycled. Some retailers will allow you to bring them in for recycling. You can also order simple kits online that allow you to collect your recyclables and simply mail them away to be properly recycled. This green tip was brought to you by your friends at Waste Management.
Thank you for joining us back for Testimonies of God in this wonderful special edition. Orion Loves and Soul Sisters, and they sure are soul sisters. So we're going to complete our, go ahead, Tara Ferguson Seth, take it away.
Thank you. And we're now moving over to Mommy, Shelley Lang Burton, and her lovely daughter, Nicole. Hi, Nicole. How are you?
Good.
Are you happy to be here? Yeah. You look very happy to be here. You're just all smiley. And Mommy, how old?
Nicole or me?
If you want to tell your age, then you might
Really?
I'm a beautiful 41.
Okay. Oh, right. Well, yeah, you look beautiful for 41.
Nicole is 7. She'll be 8 on June 17th. She is our only child. So she is our one and only, aren't you?
Very spoiled.
And soon on Tuesday, I'm going to Children's Hospital and I'm getting my port out.
We are getting
What does
so
that mean
hard.
when your
That's
port
good.
comes out? What's that mean to you?
I get to go swimming.
But what else? What's all
It's
gone?
like that's the best thing ever.
Bye-bye, leukemia.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nicole
praise
has
God.
been. Nicole was diagnosed on September 11th, 2008. So September 11th doesn't mean, I hate to say it, but the Twin Towers to us. It's
Yeah.
we sat in front of a doctor who we had no trust in, we had never met before, that told us your child has cancer. And here we're supposed to, trust in her that she's going to do the right things, and so that was a big step. We endured many rounds of chemotherapy, many rounds of blood transfusions, platelet transfusions, spinal taps, bone marrows. Nicole finished treatment on March 23rd of 2011, rang the bell.
Repeated.
Yeah, only on May 20th she relapsed, May 20th of 2011. At that point, we were told that her cancer, the chemotherapy had only allowed it to lie dormant. So when we were done with treatment, it reared its ugly head and came back more aggressive. And that a bone marrow transplant was Nicole's only option.
Wow. Yeah.
So now she has had the bone marrow transplant, and how long has it been since she had that?
Nicole had her bone marrow transplant on January 16th of 2012. We had a perfect match, thank God. We've had...
And they called out for people, and a stranger just
yes,
came and donated.
Yes, we have to, they ask you if you want to go international or if you just want to stay, within the States. We opted to go both. And we had a 21-year-old that is international. I can't say where she's from, but she's international. And someday she'll be Nicole's sister.
Wow.
She lives in Germany.
You didn't say it, Shelley. You did.
I didn't say it, but
Oh, that is
Out of the
wonderful,
mouth
though.
of babes.
that's right. Yes.
That's right.
So she
Yeah.
received her bone marrow transplant and is 163 days out since it, and so far has been cancer free.
Wow.
However, I say we're out of the hospital, we're not out of the woods.
Right.
Graft versus host is something that causes the body to fight against the new donor cells. We don't want any of Nicole's cells to ever come back. She went through radiation extremely harsh chemos to basically kill her from the inside out.
Yeah.
To prepare her body for these new cells, that her body would thrive on these cells. So once she received the cells, she responded. Just, I mean, it was miraculously. Most families are in the hospital after a transplant for at least 100 days. We were in and out in 30.
Oh, wow.
I have to say, I actually know it was two things. One is my mother has a girlfriend that went to Israel and got holy water from the Sea of Galilee.
Wow, I believe in that.
Every day I blessed Nicole. Our very first day in there, I said, bless this room in which we stay, bless this bed on which she lay. And every day before we went to bed, I made the sign of the cross and just asked God to please take care of my baby and to make her better. And if it wasn't going to be better, don't let her suffer. So
there is power in prayer.
Yes,
you know, and it is. We had prayer groups, I mean, all the way from Ecuador, I mean, to Michigan. It was amazing, you know, and I really have to say it was the power of prayer, and it was also by the help of a little angel.
Yes.
We spent many days in with a child named Michaela, who had a very, very rare blood disorder. Michaela's family was unable to be in the hospital with her the 276 days that this little girl, 2 years old, spent in the hospital.
Oh,
so we were roommates with her quite often, and I was her surrogate mama. The very first day that Nicole started her radiation, which was all new to us, and they're locking your kid basically in a vault and cooking it.
Yeah.
You know. So that was a new step, but as we were walking Nicole down to start her radiation, I saw Michaela's dad, and Michaela had been down in ICU and ended up passing away at 8:30 that morning. I have never felt such a strong pull in my heart that child left to go and protect Nicole so that Nicole didn't have to suffer the way she did. And I firmly believe that Michaela was Nicole's guardian angel.
Yeah, I believe that too. I mean,
we look to the stars, and that's where Michaela is, isn't she? She's a bright star up there.
Yeah.
But we thank her family every day. I mean, I really, truly believe that that's why we were put together. As she paved the path for you, huh?
So beautiful.
Yeah, and once when I was getting some blood from the girl in Germany, the second they gave me the blood, and then a few seconds later I'm like, where's my sister?
Aw, that's really good. I know you had a bond there. That's really beautiful.
Yeah,
it is.
We blessed
really
the cells with the same holy water when they came in.
That is so sweet.
Because at that point when she relapsed, I couldn't be the super mom, the super nurse, the super friend, the super, I had to release it. It wasn't in my hands because at this point, I had already done everything I could.
Right.
When Nikki was diagnosed, she called me on the phone and said, you're not going to believe this, but I'm at St. John's and they're telling me Max has leukemia. And I said, first of all, why are you at St. John's? You need to come to Children's. St. John's specializes in nothing.
Yeah.
Get over here. Nikki walked down the hall as we were together many times during treatments and said, you know what, I think Max got leukemia so I can take care of you.
Aww,
I had never had someone say that to me because I mentored all the other families through it.
Wow.
And then Nikki's mom was there very, very often. I mean, you know, and the day that and my parents were wonderful throughout the whole situation too, but my husband was home so he could be with me. And when we received the good news that we were going to go ahead with the transplant, that it worked, and that it was Grandma Sue that I got my first hug from.
Wow.
Just to have that mother, that mama love there. So that's where we've pulled ourselves together.
And even though this is a scary situation, I know your faith has grown, all of you. There's no doubt about it, because every time you go through something, I know.
Well, in the beginning it was, why? What did we do that was so horrible you have to punish us so bad? And then you finally get to the point that we were blessed with these children because God knows we will and we can take care of them.
Right.
because
Put
we've
'em
all
right where you
seen
wanted them.
we've all seen many parents walk away from their children in the hospital.
Mm.
Oh yeah,
Really?
Oh my God.
they walk away
Oh my God.
And
yeah.
leave that child there on
and
the
leave the child there.
As many times as Faith has been in the hospital, she can't stay in the room with another sick child because she'll get whatever because of her immune system. So normally she's in the NICU, or she has NICU babies that are coming up trying to gain weight. And she's been in there, 16, 17 times, and I've seen 2 parents. I've seen 2 mothers in there, and those babies, I'm in there for 3 weeks at a time. No father, and there's no way. And, with my grandbaby being early, there's just no way that you can just leave your children and just...
Right. That is just amazing to me. It really is. It's so sad in a way, And a lot of it is, God, testing. I think it's like a test.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
Many
you know-
times said, quit trusting me so much.
Or haven't
the
I
preemie,
proven
the Down
myself?
syndrome, the cataracts, now the cancer. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, I got it. What did I do?
But see, also too, God is sovereign, and like He said in His Word, in this world we will have trials and tribulation. But it also says, praise be to God who always causes us to triumph in Christ Jesus. And so a lot of times, like you have mentioned, and when you went through your situation, you were able to minister to her and help her. And so even so, things that I've gone through, I'm able to minister to other people who in areas that I struggled in. And it's just a blessing to be able to have those people, it's like, wow, let me pour into you, what happened with
Well,
me.
we all wake up and there's those days where I don't want to play anymore. I
Right.
don't want
Right.
to do this anymore. I don't want a sick baby. Just like Faith wants to be a normal kid. Nicole just wants to swim, but her PICC line doesn't allow her to submerge in water. She's like, the simple things in life. So that's when we'll get on Facebook or text each other and be like, you know what, I'm done. I'm not playing today. I'm shutting the window. And, and at that point you say no. You throw your shoulders back. You look in the mirror and say, I can do this. Have your cry and move on.
Because it's a small, tiny, tiny little things that mean so much, and a lot of people don't understand that.
Right.
And it's when people like you three and these three come on and talk to other people and allow them to understand how blessed they are. And sometimes God does use us like that, to look at other people. I've told a lot of stories through my life of horrible things that have happened, and I've helped a lot of mothers and other people. And as bad as it was, losing my child at a very young age, I now feel 19 years later that I have helped a very lot of mothers down the road, and it's helped me to help these people.
It's very therapeutic.
Yeah, and to think, even though my loss was so great, I did make it through it because I turned to God for that strength, and I have received a lot of strength through God. If I wasn't with Him, I wouldn't be here. People say, how did you make it? And I said, because if you look back through my sand prints, there's only one set of footprints 90% of the way, because I was being carried the whole time. And I believe, you guys are definitely being carried, because
And that's
we don't have
scripture
that kind of strength.
in the Bible where it reminds me of you guys. He says, think it not strange, the fiery trial which has come upon you, as though something strange is happening to you. But the trying of your faith is more precious than gold to God. He, just like in Job, So I really, that comforts me in a lot of times, but God's he's faithful. He's faithful. I know that.
Well, my favorite thing is He brought us to it. He's going to see us through it.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
I like
So,
that. That's really good.
I told her, with little faith, you just keep that faith.
Have faith.
Just
I
a
have a
mustard
picture on my
seed,
wall
you
that
got.
says faith will see us through.
That's right.
Have
And
faith
I've had
to the
that
max
for-
in the nick of time.
Right.
I remember when I was about 10 years old, I got hit in the neck with a pair of pliers, and I had to have tracheotomy surgery. And during that time, that was over, I'm 52 by the grace of God. And you know how many years that, and I was, then it was called Mount Carmel Hospital in Detroit. I was their first patient, and they had doctors from all over the world to come and look at me to see what they can do. But I laid in intensive care for like 2 weeks until they came up with a solution. But for months, I used to talk like, you know, people that
Right.
has
Yeah.
a voice, I talk like this. But if I didn't put my finger over my throat, you will hear, you know, and that my parents, you know, my mom, we had to, and I remember the police had actually took me to the hospital, and they carried me in there, and the doctor said I came 3 minutes to my death. So, and they didn't have a solution back then. And I remember seeing all these doctors in intensive care trying to figure out a solution. But God, you
Yes.
know, but
Yeah,
God.
That's always there, but
Yes,
God.
but God, that's right. That's right.
So, wow, this has been a blessing. But Tara, can you share with us more on like the baskets and things like that?
Yeah, we are, like I said at the beginning, we are having a Party for a Cause on June 22nd from 6 p.m. until 12 a.m. at the Fraternal Order of Eagles at 317 West Clarkston Road in Lake Orion. It's $10 a person to come in. There's silent auctions. There's 2 baskets back here that we have that are going to be silent auction items. And let's see. One of the silent auction items is the Detroit Tigers autographed photo and some Tiger memorabilia that's in there. And that is from Max Scherzer. Scherzer. Yep. And that's an autographed picture from him himself. He was kind enough to donate for the kids.
Awesome.
And we
take
also
that.
have
Oh, I can't.
we also have another silent auction item that is going to that's from Townsend. It's a one-night stay. It has at a hotel and dinner and a bunch of stuff that's going along with that.
Birmingham.
Is it Birmingham?
Yeah, I think so. It's Birmingham.
Yeah.
And over here we have the other 2 baskets that we've put together. And this one is from Pete's Coney. And it has a $25 gift card and some Coney type stuff that, you know, we've put together in there. We made the baskets.
Very
of course.
nice baskets.
Yeah,
Terry
Very
did good.
creative.
And then the other basket we have over here is from Victoria's Delight in Oxford. It's got a $25 gift certificate and some other items in there. Now these are both, you know, dollar raffles. You pay $1 each ticket, and it will go in there. And we have lots and lots and lots and lots of baskets. And we also have DJ Jesse James coming, who's going to be DJing. We have had lots of food donated. That we're doing a big dinner. So there's it, like, you know, it says Party for a Cause, and we, you know, it's going to be a big party. And we have a Salon 429 in Rochester that's donated. Home Edix that has given big donations. Like I said, Jesse James from Detroit Love. He's
made the
donating
shirts.
his time. He made all of these shirts for Lake Orion Loves.
Detroit Love Apparel.
Yeah, Detroit Love Apparel.
He's also an alumni.
Yeah, he was
Same
in
class
grade
as
with
us.
us
the
also.
whole- yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What class was you?
89.
Yeah.
My son went.
See, now you know our age.
She's like, you're telling on me. We also have Joe's Crab Shack next Thursday, a week from today, on June 7th, is donating 10% of all of their food that day to the girls. What they're doing is you have to mention Soul Sisters when you go in if you do not have a flyer. If you do have a flyer, then you would fill it out. If you don't have a flyer, you would ask for one, and you tell them you're there for Soul Sisters, and they will donate 10% of all the meals for the whole entire day of anyone who comes in
Wow,
and
that's
says
good.
they're there for Soul Sister.
Yeah.
So that's really good. We're really happy with that. That's located at 4975 South Baldwin Road in Auburn Hills. We have a bunch of different, we've gotten gift certificates from Home Depot that we purchased stuff with to put in the baskets. We have Bobby's Super Chief who's donated money or gift certificates for Bobby Super Chief in Pontiac. Let's see. We have Al Lowe from the Fight Club, which is located at 1585 Crescent Lake Road in Waterford. They do jiu-jitsu, karate, MMA fighting, boxing. All your training is included with it, and he's donating a 3-month gym membership and 2 tickets for a professional MMA fight that's coming up in August.
Wow.
So he's really, gave a lot. And we have, like I said, Jesse James, Detroit Love. We have Spartan VG's food store in Pontiac that's donated. If you'd like to make any donations that are local donations for Lake Orion, Waterford, Pontiac, Clarkston, local areas in this area, my name is Tara. My number is 248-830-9286. I will arrange to have things picked up for local donations. Any kind of donations that you would like to make for money or anything like that, you can go to www.lakeorionloves.com or www.sistersouls.org, and there's webs on there that you can also find out what's going on. We have a 5K run through
Oakland County
Sheriff's Department that's coming up, and some other event that's coming up in August with another dinner. And you can look on their sites and go on to these, and that's where you're going to find all the information that you need. So any donations are absolutely welcome, and we're happy to have you as part of the Lake Orion Loves. Okay, and now we have yours for your son, but now what about the other 2? We can follow behind everything that's going on with the kids. And how do you get onto Faith to follow behind?
Faith has a Facebook page called Fans for Faith.
And you just go to Facebook and put in Fans for Faith,
and do Fans for Faith and
become a friend on that site.
You have to like it. And then once you like it, it'll show up on your news feed if I update it with anything. Usually if she goes into the hospital, I keep everybody mostly updated on it. She also has a care page on the care pages for U of M, but that's mostly for family members and close friends and stuff. But the Fans for Faith, I keep updated pretty much. And then Nicole also has one.
And then Nicole, what is Nicole?
She has the Community Supporting Nicole Burton. And same thing, Nicole also has care pages, but I actually write my care page and then I copy and post it right onto Facebook. And I have to say, many of our posts are very raw.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
from the heart.
Yeah. Very raw.
Sometimes
Spelling's
we get frustrated,
and it's raw and it's right there. And a lot of people, that's where we draw some more support is from.
Okay, and then your page again was
Let's Fight Like Max for Max.
Let's Fight Like Max for Max. So you can follow behind all 3 of the kids if you want to know what's happening with them and going through and follow behind them on Facebook. Then you just go to each page and you like them and you'll find out everything about the kids. I actually do follow.
We need to wrap it up here, and we are so blessed to have you guys, and it is truly an honor and privilege that you guys will come and share with the viewing audience, what you guys are going through, and know that you will get through it.
Yes.
You will get through it.
And I call all my prayer partners and her too. I mean, everybody has a group, a real solid.
Yeah, one day at a time. That's all we can do.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much for coming out. And we thank everyone for tuning in, and we're looking forward to you guys supporting the Soul Sisters.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Spirit of the sovereign Lord, come and make your presence known, reveal